watching. Thank you for watching. We have a special show today. We have some two items for the show today, so that we will be brief. We're gonna talk about the some excerpts from the United Nations, EU, USA, that supports the Ambazonian sovereignty. Okay, and you know there are other issues that we're going to talk about that surrounds this international support for Ambazonia. Also, we're going to talk about some comments from La Republique, people who are confirming now that there's economic crisis in La Republique. Someone like Dieudone Essomba is a famous economist, La Republique economist, who knows the economy of La Republique very well, and I'll read his recent article so you understand what he's talking about, the economy now, what's going on in La Republique today. So we will talk about even Petit Pays, someone who has not been talking about politics for some time, but he recently said things are not going well. So bring some other aspect to prove to you that our people who are there thinking that something good can come out, they are complaining now. We told them that they should not think that anything can come out from that, because we see what is going on from 2016. Everybody is trying to tell us their own version, but this is 7 years, right? Nothing has changed. Now, let's first talk about this La Republique corruption. Because, you know, if you are in a country where you grow up, the country is being run by corruption. Okay? The fact that anything you want to do in a country, you have to bribe your way in. Anything you want to do, whether you are doing what, you have to first of all bribe your way to succeed. So it's a country that merits don't count. To succeed, merit don't count. You can have all the intelligence in this world, but they made you to understand that no one can succeed in that country without bribing. Okay, no one. And what we are saying here is that we have learned the hard way in that country. And you know, remember, most of our people travel long time ago. Why? Because of the system that we met in that country. Most of our people. That's why even you see the economy today in that country, majority of the foreign direct investment is coming from the people who are staying abroad, Ambazonians. Okay? Because when the economy was going down the drain, most of our people started traveling. Okay? Most started traveling. That is how it came to pass that our people realize that they have no hope in that economy, and the only thing they have to do now is to leave, else they will have no future. Okay, those of us who even graduated in the university there back then, we realize that if we stay in that country, it will be danger for us. Okay, going into ENAM, going to EMIA, going to any of these institutions was a huge luxury. How can you first of all get in there without having a godfather? How can you? Who are you to first of all get inside? You must do something. Either you have a godfather who say, okay, Okay, I'll try and see if I can put your name there, or there wasn't any way for you to get in. Anything you want to do, you must bribe. That was the modus operandi that, back then. And we realized that even till date, it's the same thing that is happening in the country, right? Nothing has changed. Those who think that something good can come out, they are crying even more than those who are, because you can't be in a country where there's no hope. You are still pretending to say there is hope, and you know that that country is economically not vibrant, right? A lot of issues going on there. People are crying for economic crisis. There is petrol shortage. Teachers don't have salaries paid. A lot of things going on, and you know that this country is not going on well. The La Republic people are crying. They are telling you that our country is not well. Please, you are there, not even your country, you are there as a foreigner. You are supporting the rogue regime. And you know that the country is not doing well. I want to say that corruption in La Republic is not a new thing. Our people who are there, who since 2016, you saw the way they maltreated the lawyers. You saw the way they maltreated the teachers. How do you think that government has changed? This is 7 years. We are still fighting. These lawyers think that this government has changed, or the teachers think that the government has changed. How? It's the same government, the same policy. They have not moved an inch. They want to stop this crisis without resolving the problem. Some of our people will say, "Oh, we are tired of ghost town." Oh, you don't look at the bigger picture. Let me tell you, that country is the worst country you can think of when it comes to anything. Okay, the same people who were celebrating this country are the same people who are crying today, right? To enter a now, you bribe. To get a land title, you bribe. There is nothing that you want to do in that country that you cannot bribe. How? What kind of country is that? Even to get paid at the treasury, you have to bribe for you to get your money. For your child to get into college, you have to bribe. To clear containers from the poor, Douala poor, use some of bribes. Even to get water and electricity connected to you, you have to bribe. I mean, everything. Even to see a doctor, to get treated at the hospital, you have to bribe. To get a passport. What can you do in that country that you will not bribe? Everything. To get an advancement, you bribe. To get any a pension, something that you work all your life, you want to go and collect it. You have to bribe to get it. Pension. To get a contract as a businessman, you have to bribe to get that contract. Okay? Everything you do in that country, there must be something that you give to make it work. Even to register your vehicle. Just put your vehicle get your vehicle document. You have to bribe to get that document. Not that you are not paying the money. You have the money to pay. But you are still bribing for you to register your vehicle. The worst one that baffles me, even somebody dies in your family, you want to bury that person. Sometimes the mortuary attendant will tell you that the mortuary is full. There is no space. You have to bribe that mortuary attendant. Sometimes even to wash the corpse of somebody, the mortuary attendant will not do it if you don't give them money. So it has become so, everything in that country is a bribery republic. Then these same lawyers who we were fighting for since 2016 still think that this government has changed, and they are complaining. The worst one is those people who are lawmakers. Oh my God. Parliamentarians are the lawmakers. They are crying. Who has powers again? Parliamentarians. They are the lawmakers, so they make law. But they are crying. Then the controversial thing is that parliamentarians are crying and they are writing letter to Cavalier, to the Speaker of the House, right? The Speaker of the House is also crying that he has not seen the president for 5 years. Oh my God. How can you be the speaker? You are crying to see the president. Then our own people who say they are parliamentarians, they were appointed parliamentarians. They are there. They are saying that one of the members of that parliament has removed the Anglophones who were in the position. And they are writing that man. They say that there is marginalization in the National Assembly. They are crying of marginalization. They say nous avons arraché des mains de nos conseillers techniques. These are the nordistes. The director of cabinet of the Speaker of the National Assembly, okay, the director of cabinet made this statement that nous avons arraché des mains d'un anglophone, des mains, oui, dans le nord-ouest conseil technique. He said that they have taken that post from this anglophone, okay. Then the parliamentarians are the one writing. Now these lawyers are complaining to the parliamentarian. The parliamentarian are instead writing to the National Assembly. They are the lawmakers. They don't have any powers. So the country has gone to nothing, because the level of power now has been hijacked. Nobody has power to do anything. Nobody. Okay. If you see, okay, see, let me play that clip first, then they will come to that. Let me play that clip of these lawyers complaining. Okay, they will come to that. Where is that clip? These lawyers who are there, they are complaining. I'm like, what are these people talking about? They know that from 2016 we have been fighting for them. We've been fighting for these lawyers who were kicked, mistreated, beaten in you saw how they at the start of this struggle, these same lawyers, they were crying. Watch at them. Look.
The Cameroonian Bar Association is highly baffled with the recent happenings in the country. Actions that are robbing the justice system in the mud.
I wrote to the Minister Delegate at the Presidency in charge of Defense, drawing his attention to the fact that something incurably wrong, something strange is happening. That an examining magistrate is alleged to have sent out a court ruling. Thereafter, less than 24 hours, he sends out a correspondence saying that ruling is not authentic. There is proof that that ruling was served by the registrar of his court. Then something is wrong. We are not interested in the content of the ruling. We don't care whether the people merited bail or they didn't merit bail. But what we are saying is that the entire justice system of this country has been put to question by that confusion. So we expected the military justice system to come out and clear the air. Let us know what actually happened and let somebody be held responsible for that. Because if we are in a country where court decisions need some other instrument to say whether it is authentic or not, then we are doomed.
The bâtonnier Mba Eric laments over the fact that the scandals perpetrated by high-ranking authorities keep multiplying and Cameroonians kept in the dark.
A week earlier, in the National Assembly, where it was read on national radio that somebody had been replaced, and the Speaker of the National Assembly wrote saying that that was fake. And up to this moment, no investigations have been done. I think the Cameroonian population, they deserve to be told what is happening. Yes, our elected leaders or designated or appointed leaders owe us the duty to tell us what is happening. We cannot be treated like guinea pigs. Things happen and nobody comes out to explain to us. That is the position of the bar.
The Bar Commission for the Fight Against Corruption, in a roundtable conference, revealed that the country loses hundreds of billions to corruption yearly, and this is greatly hampering the development of the country.
When you hear the figures they call there, 300 and something billion, 400 and something billion, those are amounts of money that can build hospitals, can equip good universities and schools.
Master, these are people you call paper tigers. Paper tigers. This is the La Republique Bar Association president, man, called Bar Eric. He's crying of corruption in the legal system. The judicial system has been corrupt long ago. It's not today, Master. So why were we fighting? Why did this crisis start in 2016? So he thinks that things have changed. Things have not changed. Things have not changed. This situation has come to a situation where there is power tussle. Okay, this thing is more deeper than what you see on this TV like this. There is a power tussle. Nobody listens to anybody now. Ngongo is the one ruling now. He can sign. He just signed a recent presidential order. Okay. He was the one that asked those people to stay in prison. The one that had the issue with the Martinez Zongo. So anybody still doubting this barrister, this man is calling the parliamentarians, that lawmakers. Instead, our Anglophone lawmakers are there crying. Now the regime is in a standstill. Nobody can support anybody. You saw the other day in my other show, I was talking about Cavalier, right? Cavalier is crying that for 5 years he have not seen Paul Biya. Then this barrister is asking the lawmakers. Which lawmaker will answer you? Who will answer you? The country is now ungovernable. Everything is going bastardy. There is nobody knows what is happening next. Is going to happen next. The government is just trying to cover things. The economy is down. Things are going down. I still see our people still expect that they will see. We don't belong here. We don't belong here, please. We are gone. Don't be begging for crumbs. Football, this thing. Our people are still crying. Oh, they did not nominate. They play in Cotton Sport. It's an Anglophone who played. Come on. Why are you begging for position? For a musician, they say, oh, this singer, they call her Blanche Bailey or what? I don't know. That she was supposed to be nominated. Blah blah. They are telling you that you are seeing the evidence that you don't belong there, my brothers and sisters. Where you don't belong. Don't force yourself where you don't belong. We have been saying this from time immemorial. When we started this struggle, we started fighting for what you are crying today. All these things that these people are crying here today like this. If they had joined this fight than to still support them, now they are having the effect. They're having the effect. And we want them to feel that effect that they supported. Yes. This real one that he said that Atanganji. Yeah. Let's listen to him. Atanganji
will always reject you. The state will reject the terrorists. And now the strange story is that even Lucifer is rejecting the terrorists. Lucifer's kingdom is a temple of evil. But Lucifer is telling the terrorists from the northwest and the southwest that we asked you to commit atrocities, but you have committed more atrocities than we expected. So you don't even have a space in Lucifer's kingdom. So they have no breathing space.
Motorbike riders
will always reject you. The state will reject the terrorists. And now the strange story is that even Lucifer is rejecting the terrorists. Lucifer.
Ooh. You simply which man key some man they be first man for that dias. Ataganji. That will be Lucifer. Mama me. If you want to say the highest Lucifer in this struggle in this crisis, who is number one? Somebody who went and created a militia. Ataganji boys, they are still there killing people. Even this recent killing in Manfe, all those guys from DDR Center were arranged by Ataganji. So you are calling the people of Southern Cameroon Lucifer, people who are fighting for their right. The international community recognize them as freedom fighters. They recognize them as people who are fighting for their freedom. But you call us terrorists. You call the people of Ambazonian terrorists. You call them Lucifer. God is a good God. This struggle is ordained by God. That country is suffering the pains since 2017. The blood of our people will not go in vain. The blood of our people that have passed away since 2016 will not go in vain. And I still remember what our speaker, Honorable Wiba, said. That if La Republic does not resolve that crisis, is this crisis that will bring that regime down. And they have started saying it. Their own people now are the one even speaking more also. All of them, they are speaking now like wildfire. There was the one that were quiet. Now they are feeling the pain. They are feeling the pain more than us. And that is a good thing. But we have surpassed that level where there was, first they were using all those nonsense words on us. Look, freedom fighters don't care the appellation they call you. Mandela, all these great people, today they are being honored. They were called terrorists. Mandela was called terrorist. Martin Luther King was called terrorist. All these people were called terrorists. But what the impact they left behind is still felt by generation to generation to generation. Yes, I used to teach English when I travel. I think in Japan. They are studying that Mandela speech. They are studying that Martin Luther King speeches. They are studying that Obama speeches in English. Those are people they were used to call terrorists. But I want to tell you that what you are doing today has impact. It has impact for the future generation. Some people don't see it today, but tomorrow they think freedom fighters are people who don't care about themselves. They care about the future generation. That's why some of us who are in this struggle still don't understand what they are fighting for. We're not fighting for ourselves. We're not fighting for ourselves. Where is Mandela today? Where is all these people who were freedom fighters? The Kwame Nkrumahs, the Pan-Africanists, all these people who fought. Where are our own people who prepared the groundwork for us? From Foncha to Endeli to Joa and so on and so forth. Where are they today? Pahamolanjo Litumbe, all these people, Justice Ebon. They prepared the groundwork for the future generation. That is why we carried on from them. It's a generational thing. So if you think that this thing is about you, then you're wasting your time. They don't know the reason of this fight. You don't know. This is a revolution. This is not about fighting for position, all those nonsense that people are doing. This is not about that. Because tomorrow we will not be there. We will not be there. These things are about a generation. Mandela was in prison for 27 years. He still came out. The people said, please just be president. These are examples that we live on. But our struggle has reached a level where the international community have understood that these are freedom fighters. So the people back home, they are still calling those old things. We have an embassy now, a diplomatic mission in Washington, D.C. We can talk with any diplomat now at any time. So whatever they are saying back there, they are wasting their time. That country is going down, 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 down. Let me read what Dieudone Essomba. Dieudone Essomba is an economist. Let me read what he just said. Dieudone Essomba is La République economist. He knows the economy to his fingertip. He knows the Cameroon economy. This is it. He reads that some Cameroonians do not understand what is happening with the fuel and government communication. Always only worsens the confusion. That's what he's writing. I tried to translate it from French. However, things are very simple. The government subsidizes fuel. That's not wrong. However, this subsidy is not a transfer of resources from other sectors aimed at keeping prices low. No, it is quite simple. A waiver of taxes that the government should normally have levied on the sector. Okay, he said, for example, when a minister says that Cameroon paid subsidies of 300 billion, he conveys a message that the Directorate of General Taxes will have collected the money from the companies to pay for fuel, which is not true. This simply means that the taxes that the state should have collected on fuel are 300 billion, right? Now, he said that this thing that government is facing now, okay, that the problem now is that the Cameroon government has this country, whose leaders do not have a clear mastery of this notion, is a lost country. That's Dieudone Essomba saying. They don't have the notion of how to balance the economy. They only collect money and use. He said now they have debt, external debt that they cannot pay. China, they borrow money from China to build a dam. Okay, that one is the recent debt that they borrow. Secondly, he said they have deficits. It means money that they still have to pay to other countries. They cannot pay. Okay, if they cannot solve this problem, all these problems are accumulative now that are causing now this deficit. Okay, now he said that I laugh at these little jokers who shout everywhere that they can solve the problem. He's calling the little joker. Okay, he said that the government cannot solve the problem, so they need experts, different people who can help. But the people in power don't want to leave power. How do you want other people to come and help? Yeah? There is absolutely nothing that can save us from this miserable fate. That's his last sentence. And contrary to the bluster, they won't do anything. That's what Dieudone Essomba is saying. I don't want to read everything. I just read except of what he wrote. But that's an economist that is well recognized. He's a professor, economic professor. In Cameroon, in La République, they recognize him. So what he's saying is what he has seen. Okay? There is absolutely nothing that can save us from this miserable fate. That's what he's saying. Okay? That is it. That's Cameroon for you. Now, let's go to what our the United Nations, the US, EU, the UK Parliament have been saying about our struggle. And this is very important because the La Republic government is just not willing to go for negotiation table. Okay, we know that for the past 2 years there have been about 3 major massacres and genocide that has happened. Okay, the recent one we all know, which is Manfe. The Amnesty International, the EU Parliament, the US, even the US ambassador, even the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, all of them sent a message to the Biya regime. Okay, this one was sent by the Amnesty International Regional Director for West and Central Africa. He said, "We call on the Cameroonian authorities." This was just this recent one for Manfe genocide, calling on the Cameroon authority to investigate the human rights violations and other crime, okay, under domestic law committed in the context of the violence in the Anglophone regions, okay, to prosecute and punish those responsible for such violations in fair trial before an independent, impartial, and competent tribunal. Victims of these crimes and violations have a right to justice and reparation. You know, since the beginning of this crisis, La Republic government does not want to own up to their crimes. Okay, when they kill like this, they will say, "Oh, it's the separatists." They will kill like this, they say the separatists. This is what they do. The La Republic government is good at manipulation, but the international community has held them spellbound. The EU also made a statement. They are asking them to go to the negotiation table with Ambazonian. Remember, when this struggle started, most of these countries were not willing to call us by our name. You see, they were only calling Anglophone Cameroon, or now they know that our name is Ambazonian. You know, sometimes you impose your own status to somebody because you know most countries have changed their names before, right? So why should you call somebody the name that he doesn't want to be called, right? For countries like Congo Zaire, Congo Kinshasa, Congo, it used to call Zaire, but they changed their name to Congo. So there are countries that change their name, and you cannot call us Southern Cameroon or Anglophone Cameroon when we are saying we are Ambazonians. That's our name. We are telling you Federal Republic of Ambazonia. So the international community have getting used to now to that environment. The EU, all these countries are telling the Cameroon regime that these people are serious. They want their own independence. Okay, they are tired of this up and down that you're doing. Okay, the international community is telling these people. Just this same year, the UK Parliament made this statement. They were sending a message. Okay, they are telling these people. Okay, they consider that all these human rights abuses the UK Parliament discusses live. Okay, let me play this one. Then you hear. I want you to listen to some of the things that they are saying here, because the UK is recognizing us as Ambazonian. They are not saying that. They are asking the Cameroon government to go and negotiate with those people. Okay.
It's terrible and so sad that these wounds have resurfaced. But I fear it was always going to be thus, with the exclusion of the English-speaking minority in the affairs of state. The only practical solution, from distance, is a political settlement with either a United Nations or African Union peacekeeping contingent being placed on the ground to enable an immediate cessation of violence, ensuring a humanitarian protective intervention, and a cooling off period to create the conditions to allow an equitable settlement to be hammered out. Building on lessons learnt, Autonomy, but not separation, in a close-knit federation is the formula for lasting peace.
Yes, I want us to understand that they are telling, in any crisis, the work of the United Nations peacekeepers that were supposed to be in Ambazonian by now. France is the one blocking it because France has a veto. France is a veto power in that United Nations Security Council that if they say no, nothing will move. The United Nations has a right, when there is a crisis, they do what we call R2P. R2P means responsibility to protect. It means that when people are in danger and in harm's way in a crisis, the United Nations has a right to send its peacekeepers to bring peace in that area. So the United, as the MP is just saying, you just listen, to enable a kind of environment, they call it buffer zone. Buffer zone means that they come in and put the United Nations peacekeepers in Ambazonia. La Republique will go, other military, they have to go back to where they come from. Then there will be an equitable negotiation process going on. But that's how they run a referendum or they run a kind of peaceful settlement. But he's making this, okay, La Republique cannot even go to negotiation because they're afraid. They don't have a case, right? That's the fear of La Republique. That's why they are running helter-skelter, go Switzerland, run, go Canada, come back, go make national dialogue, give chief, house of thieves, give kind thing. They tell them that no, this crisis is a crisis between Ambazonia. So let's take a listen.
To be embraced as a solution. I have not tracked the papers that explained why this was not contained in the 1961 plebiscite when divesting from southern Cameroon. The minister could usefully shed light into the thinking of the day and as to why not. Is the government satisfied that sufficient regard was paid to sensitivities, responsibilities, and their...
Okay, I want us to understand this. This MP is asking this question now to the British government. Why wasn't there a clause or an agreement in 1961 that these two countries are coming together as equal status? We were not joining these people that will be, our institution will be destroyed, everything will get lost. No, that's not the reason why we joined these people. If not, our people wouldn't have joined these people. No, one day. Our people joined these people because Nigeria was not good. The experience they had in Nigeria was bad. So they said that to go to fry pan or fire, they get to fry pan or fire. They say, okay, let them go better this way than to Nigeria that they have lived in the last 40 years under the British rule. They said no, because they left the house of Enugu with that anger, the treatment that the Nigerian people were giving them there. So it is just that story of, that's why this parliament, this MP is asking that question. Why wasn't there a third question? Why? That's why he's asking, because the compatibility between the two countries did not go well. Let's continue listening.
By our forebears. The Minister may wish to comment on the background of the 6th of November 2018 ruling in favour of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office regarding the legality of the original plebiscite. November the 6th, this year, my lords. I do wonder if the right question was before the court. I will refer to the Cairo Declaration and the...
I want to talk about the Commonwealth. Okay, Cameroon is in Commonwealth because of Ambazonia. Take note. Cameroon only membership is supposed to be in the Francophonie. Cameroon has nothing to do with Commonwealth. they fool this one there that is prime minister. And John Gute used to be the representative to the Commonwealth. They fool him and give him prime minister. Then they send a francophone now to Commonwealth. The parliament, our parliamentarians are crying that they don't have any representation in the Commonwealth Parliament. How? An English organization, they don't have representation. And they were writing long letter to Cavaillé. Cavaillé who can even see Pobia. This country now, wow. Cavaillé cannot see Pobia. That Anglophone parliamentarians are writing by Cavaillé, Miselo, Speaker of the National Assembly. He doesn't have power. You're writing to do what? Same as these lawyers are begging that the lawmakers should. Which lawmakers? Is there any law in that country? It's a lawless country. Pobia signs everything. Those parliamentarians are toothless bulldog. They have no say. They cannot sign anything. They cannot. Lawmakers that cannot even make law. What law can they make? They are crying. They are writing. Oh my God! These people keep on laughing. Let's finish listening to this man. We'll come back to the
Constitutive Act of the African Union. What was always and still is envisaged as an acceptable solution to the English language speaking people of Cameroon was a choice of a federation made up of two states with equal status. My lords, I'm not critical of London in isolation. The Quai d'Orsay possibly pressed what it considered to be an advantage by not containing this key option in restricting the alternatives to a choice between Nigeria or French Cameroon. And importantly, the 1964 Cairo Declaration on African Borders reaffirmed in Article 4.
Yeah, you see, these are diplomatic languages. I want you to understand. He's telling this parliament, this is British Parliament. This thing is just this year. He's saying that there are option of two to join Nigeria. That he doesn't understand why they gave us just two options between joining Nigeria and joining La Republic of Cameroon. Why? That's what he's asking. That it didn't make sense, because even till today, how can you ask somebody to have independence by joining somebody, joining left or joining right, when both of them you have had bad experiences with them? So he's just making this parliament to understand that this was not a good choice for them. So the people of Ambazonian have a right to rise up and protest against what was not wrong. What was wrong, right? All countries had their independence. Why our independence was tied with joining fry pan or joining fire?
Of the Constitutive Act of the African Union, however, and signed off by the President of Cameroon, makes clear that demarcation of the territory of each African state is recognized as being such on the date of its independence. Does the United Kingdom government accept this to be the case, or not? Has there been subsequent declarations that nullify these issues on board?
That's another point that I want you to take note. Respecting the boundaries at independence. It's very technical. That's why our boundary at independence should be respected by La Republic. They have no right to come into our land, occupy our land, do stuff in our land. They have no right. That's what this MP is saying. There was a law. That's why during the Bakassi issue, remember, the African court passed judgment that Nigeria and Cameroon should respect their boundary and independence. That's what settled that matter in Bakassi. So, fighting in Bakassi, they asked Nigeria, was Bakassi in Nigeria during your independence? They said no. They asked Cameroon, was Bakassi in Cameroon during your independence? They said, then why are you fighting the land? That land belongs to the people of Ambazonian, English-speaking people of Ambazonian. That's their land. You people should go back to your barracks. That's how they settle the matter. So that's what he's saying, that independent, the African Charter said that all countries should respect their boundaries and independent. And we was not in 1960, 1st of January, when La Republic got their independence. Don't forget, La Republic independence is coming on 1st of January. Celebrate with them. The only country that is afraid to celebrate their independence is La Republic. When we want to celebrate our 1st of October, they are angry. You see the difference? Celebrate with them. 1st of January is coming. So we were not there with them. We were not there when they had their independence. We had our own government. Foncha, Ndeli, Joa, they had their government. From 1961 to 1972, we had our government, even though we were with them. It was a federal system. Okay? It was a federal system. But Aidjo now used the trick. When they discovered oil, they discovered all these resources in Ambazonia. That is when Aidjo used that trick in 1972. Okay? That was the sense that Aidjo used. And these people now are trying to play... They want to play that sense on us that we choose to come and join them. They are crazy.
If not, it would follow that French Cameroon and Ambazonia are both able to assert territorial integrity. At no time before or after its independence from France was the southern Cameroons part of that country known by its French name and style as La République du Cameroon. A solution would be a close-knit federation made up of two entities and thus ensuring no parting of the ways. The question of the legitimacy of territorial integrity superseding that of self-determination would not be relevant in this instance. An international boundary separating French Cameroon from the southern Cameroons existed, affirmed in the Anglo-French Boundary Treaty of 1916 and confirmed in 1931. And if that be the case, would it not follow that the territory of the southern Cameroonians be recognized sitting alongside that of French Cameroon? An integral part of a peace formula lies with France, my lords. Given the David and Goliath nature of the situation in Cameroon, I ask them...
So I want... You see, these are diplomatic languages, okay? Don't, this is the only way they can draw La République to negotiation. Because once La République is running, they are trying to draw them. So don't worry about the language. I know people are, don't want to hear that name federation, But this man is telling him that we were not there for independence with La République. So is it not, he's asking a question to the parliament, this is British parliament. Is it not necessary for the people of Southern Cameroon to accept their own sovereignty? Because they were not there when La Republic got their independence. So why don't you see that is necessary? So this is all diplomatic languages, okay? The problem now is La Republic coming to negotiation table. Are they ready? No, because they know there are many things that can hook them, because they know that they really want to assimilate the people of Ambazonia. That is their number one goal from onset. They are very clear. But those 2 cubes of sugar, the world has confirmed that no, those people, yes. We have had series of meetings with diplomats and people. They say you guys are very tough. Yes, even other countries that had their own independence, they say you Ambazonians, you guys are tough. Yes. So La Republic, those 2 cubes of sugar cannot melt the way they thought. Now they have problem how to solve this crisis. Okay, but we are not going to go in for anything like federation. Okay, federation will not work for us. Okay, no. Okay, most of the other francophone countries that got their together, through federation, they separated. Remember, countries like the Gambia and Senegal. Remember, they tried to get into federation. Yeah? It did not work. They tried to get together. Okay, so they had to. You see, it was two systems: the French, Gambia, and English was Gambia. Then Senegal is French. They had what called Senegambia, but the two were incompatible. It was two different systems. It's the same thing here. I don't know why people were forcing us to stay together when we have to, and they have seen that we are not like it's two separate systems. Mm-hmm. So what made them think that Cameroon and Ambazonian can live together? Okay, so it's just to separate and everybody go their ways. Okay, yes. We know of top United Nations officials that say that Ambazonia is well positioned to establish an independent state. They have said that. You see, 8 million people, size bigger than more than 60 countries. What other things do you want? We have 8 million people. How many countries in the world has 8 million people? How many? Is it Gabon with maybe 2 or 3 million, or Equatorial Guinea, or Malta, Lithuania, all these small countries there? So we are economically, politically, we are ready, and any country that all these countries that voted for independence, they should know that they have to maintain that vote. They cannot take away the vote. All the 64 countries that voted for us in 1961, they cannot take that vote away. They voted for our independence. They did not vote for our assimilation or our absorption into Cameroon. That's not what they voted for us. They voted for the independence of the people of Ambazonia. Okay, so that is what we are saying. Okay, thank you for watching. Because of time, I'm gonna end here for now. Okay, I want to read this message. Somebody sent it to me. He said, "Fellow comrade, in our shared journey towards progress, it is imperative that we each contribute positively, focusing on constructive recommendation rather than resorting to undue criticism of others' suggestions. It has come to our attention that certain individuals, perhaps influenced by their affiliations, have engaged in baseless and unsubstantiated attack against those proposing ideas in different forums. Such actions, which seem more aligned with defending specific terms or undermining different viewpoints, do not foster unity or reconciliation we so desperately need." He said, "Let us remember that the strength of our community lies in our ability to engage in respectful and productive dialogue. It is far more beneficial to propose your own recommendation and solution than to disparage the effort of others. Constructive criticism is welcome, but it should be aimed at improving ideas, not discrediting, the individuals behind them. I urge everyone to rise above partisanship and focus on what truly matters, the collective good. Let us set aside surrogacy and embrace a spirit of collaboration, mutual respect. Our cause is best served when we all contribute thoughtfully and positively. Thank you for your consideration." This was sent to me by. So please, thank you for watching. God bless you. Please stay blessed. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to make sure you like my Facebook page. Okay, for more videos and more shows. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Ambazonia. God bless Africa.
Divided we fall. Unity is strength. United we stand. United we stand.